Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Morning Grief with your host Tone Vase. A little bit of a rough patch. We're gonna get to the price. We're on Sunday. The weekend was good. I did my New York trading seminar yesterday. Everything was awesome. The venue was great. Shout out to Bob for that. The food was great. Shout out to John for that. Also, shout out to Mike for helping me organize everything. And everything was awesome. We'll try and put up some pictures. I'm gonna have a dedicated website uh, specific for the seminar, for future seminars. Shout out to Vortex for that one. So that's coming. And yeah, it's going to get a little more standardized. Everything was absolutely great. I hope everybody loved it that attended it. Thank you very much for attending and supporting my work and better educating yourselves about being proper traders. And hopefully that will lead to, much better returns. All right, guys. I'm gonna do a bunch of announcements tomorrow. Not really gonna do it today. There will be another on the record later today. So after Vortex's show at 3 p.m. Eastern, so around 4 p.m. Eastern, come on back to this channel for a brand new on the record. I can't promise it's gonna be as entertaining as the last on the record with Morgan Raccoons, but it'll be good. It'll be something I'm looking forward to doing. So come on back. I'm also going to send out a bunch of tweets to get you guys ready for my guests, so you know exactly who that is. All right, let's go straight to screen share and take it from there. So I'm actually going to start off with, if you haven't seen the Tone Vase morning brief parody, it's an absolute must. Definitely go and check out this video. I can't believe it only has 2,000 views. I really should have I should ask and like put this thing on my YouTube channel because this was absolutely hilarious. Just read the comments. It's really, really well done. Thank you, Line Writer. That was great. You got to do more videos, man. Do more videos. It's not easy, is it? You know, like so many people are like, I'm going to have a YouTube channel. It's not easy making these videos all the time. All right. Usual educational disclaimer. Please learn trading. I'm trying to help you by having this awesome free resource with hundreds of links. So go ahead and click on all these links. You learn about trading. Sections 1 to 5 are traditional trading. Section 6 is a little more advanced. Lots of good links here in section 6. Make sure you read those. If the free section is not enough, please check out the consulting section for additional information. And of course, check out the trading seminars. I have about, I'm already planning about 5 seminars in April. And all of this is going to be updated today or tomorrow. So there'll be huge changes here. Lots of cities are being added to the list. Looks like there's plenty of demand. So check this out on the next video, and there'll be lots and lots of differences. I'm also going to fill out my calendar as well. Lots of work to be done. All right. I think that's it. That's all I had to say. I will say that like in my Twitter notifications, I keep telling you guys, but you keep doing it. Too early. You don't know. You don't know if it's gonna give you a head and shoulders. You don't know if it's going to reverse. Everyone keeps trying to beat each other for a pattern that doesn't yet exist. Too early. You don't know this is going to happen. This can go down all the way. You have absolutely no idea. You're supposed to draw this pattern after the price has already made the turn and gone all the way back up and is near this point. Come on, guys. This is and everyone is doing it. Stop following the crowd. Stop projecting something that isn't there. It's not there. You can draw this pattern in 2 weeks or whatever this time frame is when the price of Bitcoin is reaching that tip. That's when you draw it, not a month ahead of time. Okay, you draw what's there, not what you think is going to happen in the future. You draw what's there and you trade what it's giving you. Okay. Again, this is more reasonable, right? You are projecting that you hit the top of the channel, and now you are projecting going all the way down. This is this here this projection going down is significantly more reasonable than the assumption that we're going to go back up to this level. Okay. And yes, I know there is a zero down here. I understand that, right? But what I'm saying is this is probably not going to happen. But as far as drawing and having expectations, this is a more realistic picture than assuming we're going to go back up, that you're drawing something that just isn't there. So don't, I like, it's just a waste of everyone's time. I guess that's about it. I'll end it there. There are pictures from my seminar. Awesome space. Awesome space. That was cool. All right, let's get on with the price. Let's take a look at the weekly. Let's see what's going on. So the weekly is going to flip over tonight. We are hovering around 9,500. That's well, based on a weekly chart. To me, the weekly chart is totally neutral, and we talked about this during my seminar a lot yesterday. So people ask me, why is the weekly chart neutral? And I also explained during my seminar, like, what do I look for in my trading? What's most important? What's second most important? And what's third most important? And so on, right? So I really should put this down into an article or something. But and I've never really thought about it that way. But I had to, like, think for a minute. What is most important to me in trading? And the most important thing to me in trading is candlesticks. Candlesticks is number one. The price action is always number one. Okay. Number two is chart patterns, like my triangles, my cup and handles, my cup and shoulders, or whatever else, the patterns that are giving me. Now, I don't like some patterns and I like others. Like, I really like the ascending and descending triangles. So that's second most important. Third most important is the TI indicator, okay? The time indicator. That's third most important, okay? So if we look at this chart from that perspective, okay, and then support resistance lines, Fibonacci's are support resistance lines, moving averages are support resistance lines, right? So after that, it's like, well, and overall trend is also pretty important. That's probably the most important thing besides candlesticks, right? Overall trend. But we're talking about like shorter term trading. Then I'm talking support resistance behind those things. Okay. So over here, because of this reversal candlestick, my number one use in trading turned bullish the moment we started trading above the candlestick. Now, second and third, I don't really see a chart pattern other than a downtrend, and that's pretty bearish. And the time indicator is also pretty bearish, but as of 7 p.m., there's going to be a green one candle here, and it will stay a green one until that candle starts trading below 8,200. So I know that in about 12 hours, this is going to go neutral based on the time indicator, because I know what's going to happen next in that case. And therefore, because my candlestick is giving me bullish signs, but other things are still giving me bearish signs, overall, the weekly chart is neutral to me, but it's starting to look kind of bad, but it's still generally neutral. Okay. The daily chart looks ugly. Looks very ugly. Okay. I'm trying to think of the last recent time the daily chart looked as bad as it does now. Now, it doesn't look as bad as it did when we fell under 13,000. And it doesn't look as bad as it did when it fell under 10,000 the first time, right? So we fell under 11,000 on January 16th. It looked uglier then, like the moment it was falling. And it looked uglier still when it was falling from 10,000, okay? And that happened on February 1st. Now, this is bad. Now, I clearly pointed out the rejection of the triple. Look, again, I talked a lot about this at my seminar. There was 4 reasons to short Bitcoin on February 21st. 4 reasons, okay? The biggest reason being the candlestick. The candlestick itself was a straight up reversal candlestick known as a gravestone doji, okay? That reversal candlestick took place under a triple resistance of 50-day moving average, Fibonacci, and setup trend line. Okay. The one thing that was missing was the fact that it was on a 7 based on time indicator, and I really wanted it to be an 8, a 9, or the candle after the 9. So if this had taken place one day later, or the indicator was one day ahead, this would have been an absolute perfect sell signal. So basically, I was missing one of 5 things here, one of 5. Okay, but it was still plenty to enter this bearish trade. There was plenty of chances to double down on this trade when this 2 candle started trading A, below the close of prior candle, if you were wanting to jump the gun, and B, below the low of prior candle. This took place on February 22nd. The daily chart continues to trade down. We are now on a 5 of 9. Okay. So what do I want to see? I want to see this candle to be like as strong as possible, right? Like I want this 5 candle not to be a really, I don't want today to be a really bad day. I really want the price to hang around this area or hopefully go up a little bit higher, because I will consider a bounce. I will consider a bounce if we get another 9. Like we got a 9 on February 7th, and we reversed on the prior candle, February 6th, which was perfect. It was lined up. Okay. I want to see another reversal off the 9 that would be strong enough to take us back up past 11,000, 12,000 into $13,000 zone. I want this 9 to come as high up in the price as possible. I want this 9 to come above 9,000. If it can, then I want this 9 to come above 8,000. If it can, then I want this 9 to come above, 7,000, right? I want to see that 9 as high as possible. And the only way to get a 9 is if you have a candle on that ninth day close below the day of the 5th candle. So today is the midpoint, is the midpoint day of the current daily downtrend, because under my trading style, I always assume we're going to get a 9. We don't always get a 9, but my trading style assumes that we will, okay? And therefore, I do not want to see a very low close, but it looks like that's what's going to happen, right? We are technically now trading at a brand new swing low. We have not closed this low on daily charts since the downswing, since again that February 2nd day on the downswing to 6,000. Okay. Now, if the current swing is as powerful as the previous downswing, we are in for some lower lows than 6,000. Yes, that can happen. I don't want to see it happen, but it could happen. Okay. So let's see what today brings. But right now, you're as bearish as could be, right? Your daily is only on a 5 of 9, looking for 4 more days of downside besides today. Here's your 4-hour chart. Your 4-hour chart is, once again, it hasn't made you a new swing low yet, but it is certainly on its way to giving you a new closing low. A new closing low is probably even more bearish than a new swing low, okay? Because that sets you up for a new swing low. I am expecting the swing low of yesterday to be broken to the downside at this point. Like we are now below the 200 period moving average on the 4-hour. The 50 period moving average has completely flipped. The Fibonacci line, the 38% Fibonacci line that has been holding us up for the last couple of days, has now given way once the current candle closes below that line and the next candle trades lower than that candle. So there's nothing good here. So where is my most probable bounce? Well, let's see if we can, make it down to the next Fibonacci line, which is right at the breakout point. Like this is my next decent level of support. This Fibonacci line at approximately 8,900. So I do see the $9,000 area as support. I would love to see Bitcoin hold the $9,000 area. I also it's unfortunate that the daily is only halfway down its trend, because I would love to see the 9,000 area hold 4 days from now when the daily is hitting a 9. But we'll see what happens, right? but I do see this as a fairly strong support point, and I do expect a bounce from that area. I expect a bounce in the $9,000 range. Now, how strong will that bounce be? I'm expecting it to be at least to 9,500. And after that, we will need to reevaluate, right? Ideally, I want to see a daily 9 in this area, because if we go back to the next level of support, I'm afraid that all of this is going to give way. This is probably the strongest point of support left in the 9,000 area. And after that, it's weak support all the way down until we hit 5,000. Okay. And then 5,000 gives you a little bit of stronger support. So I'll add to these arrows. I'll probably do a video late tonight. We'll see. Actually, no, I have it on the record tonight, so I may not do 3 videos today. That might be too much. But we'll see. We'll see what the price action gives us. The hourly chart, again, the hourly chart is looking real ugly. All of these red lines was basically me showing live trading yesterday during the seminar, and you can see where the short entries were, like here. Well, that one is coming from a lower time frame, so that shouldn't be on this chart because I was flipping around time frames. But here was a shorting opportunity. Here was a bad shorting opportunity, but also there, I believe someone in the class actually did it, and you can see me lowering the stop loss down to this area once we hit this low. And the short trade wasn't great, but it was enough to make you money. On the current swing in the hourly chart, once again, you had an opportunity. Again, when everything's bearish, you want to look for shorting opportunities. Your shorting opportunity was in this vicinity here about 7 hours ago. So what time was that? That was at 3 a.m. Eastern time. Oops, sorry. That's not it. That's wrong. Your shorting opportunity was here at 4 a.m. Eastern time. The moment the red 2 started trading below the red 1, your stop loss would have been above the swing high. So your stop loss on this short trade would have been in the vicinity of 9,850. Your entry for a short trade would have been in the vicinity of 9,500 or 5,600, let's say 9,590. So 9,600 is your short, 9,850 is your stop loss. This trade is now well in the money. If 9,600 was your short entry, we are now below 9,400. So you are $200 in the money. You didn't exactly cover the total loss, but at this point, because it's a short trade, I would not lose money on this trade. I would be setting a break-even stop somewhere mid-range of this candle 2 hours ago. And the moment the next candle gives you a lower low, the hour ends in 11 minutes. I'll still be with you, right? So by the time this video ends, I will be adjusting the stop loss on this trade. Right now, it's just below break even, or so that this trade cannot cost you any money. And if this gets to a 9, you want to try and get out on the low on this short trade. And if it goes back up, then hey, it's a break-even trade. Don't worry about break-even trades. That's just part of trading. The point is to enter trades that start making you money fairly quickly. All right, that's about it. Markets aren't open today. Today is Sunday, so I'm not really going to talk about the stock market. I do have plenty of homework to do in order to, start bringing you traditional market videos once again. All right, that's pretty much all I had to say. Let me point out that if you like my work and you want to support my work, besides coming to the seminars, please check out the affiliates and referrals section of my website, where all these links give you either discount codes or just referral codes. So that's one way of supporting my work and making sure that I stay with you guys making these videos. All right. All right, we have the lovely Leah with us again today, helping me out with questions. So let's see what she has selected for me. Thank you, Leah. Hi, guys. Oh, I'm gonna figure out where this hat came from. I'm working on it. A little slow. I'll figure it out. Next. Okay, so next. No, first, tell us something about Cobra's comments calling the Bitcoin's proof of work algorithm to be changed. Okay, so Cobra, my understanding of Cobra was a guy that started like Bitcoin Talk and the Reddit threads with Timos. So before I comment on Cobra's opinions on proof of work, can someone please point me to Cobra's specialty as a computer scientist, and where is his expertise as a computer engineer? So once someone points out that he actually has an expertise in, you know, understanding the current proof of work structure and why it needs to be changed, instead of somebody convincing him that also has no idea what's going on with the science underneath that it needs to be changed. So my view on it is I would only listen to people screaming for a proof of work change from those that are credible. Like Luke Dash Jr.'s proposal for a proof of work change is a lot more credible to me, but he also wants to lower the block size to like a third of a megabyte, which is not something I want to do. But so basically, good luck getting that proof of work change, guys. You couldn't even get SegWit in. You want to change proof of work? You want to come on. Let's get serious here. Next. 13,915 BTC GDAX 24-hour trading volume. 13,000 Bitcoin. I have never seen this low volume. What does this low volume mean? I don't know. Guys, I'm not a specialist in volume. I'm not. I never was. It's one of the reasons why I don't really factor volume into my trading all that much. I'm not a specialist in understanding how volume interacts. I'm certainly not a specialist in understanding the intricacies of Bitcoin's volume per exchange. You really need to be an expert. If you're going to use volume in your trading, you need to be an expert in understanding how volume from exchange X affects the entire ecosystem of Bitcoin if you're going to rely on volume in your trading. I just don't. I don't know what that means. Like, I didn't, like, when I read that, like, I don't know if that's low or high because I don't know what the average volume on GDAX is, right? Maybe people are scared and they're not trading right now and they're waiting. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what it means. Next. Given the bearish trend, when are you going to start your cooking and exercise channel below 1300? Yeah, I think so. I'll have to reevaluate my life and finances if Bitcoin goes below 1300. You know what? If I'm already hiring like more people to help me out because I can't do it all myself. So when I can when I'm not as much of a control freak over my entire channel and stuff. So when I have some more free time, maybe I'll do that. I'll start that. I'll start it on the YouTube channel. What do you think about the decrease in the active Bitcoin addresses? Okay, so my opinion, I haven't really thought about these questions ahead of time. Okay, so what do I think about the decrease in active Bitcoin addresses? It means more people are holders and less people are acting like squirrels when it comes to hard forks and shitcoins. It tells me that more people are just holding on to their Bitcoin. It's going down. They've decided, hey, I'm going to wait till it goes back up. So this is a good thing. Like, I don't mind. That's not a problem for me, right? I mean, the FOMO is gone. Like, the FOMO of going to 12,000 is gone. Look at Google Trends for buying Bitcoin. Like, no one wants to buy something when it goes down. And people, this is how bubbles form, guys. This is how bubbles form. Can you take a look at Zencash? Not really. I don't want to look at Zencash because it's garbage. What? All right, Darko. All right, you threw in a tip there, so fine. I'll make an exception. What's the ticker for Zencash? I don't even know. I don't think I have Zencash as something I've ever looked at before. I haven't, right? So I don't know what the ticker is. Um, I'll look for it. Make a copy. Um, Zen BTC. I hope the ticker is Zen. Uh, ZNS. Anyway, I guess where are we gonna look at it? Binance. Everyone seems to love Binance all of a sudden. I don't even know if it's two ends or one. I'm just gonna use one. Oh yeah, you guys can't see my screen. Ha ha ha. All right. Zen BTC. Bittrex. Just one exchange. Well, you had a buying opportunity here. I don't have to go much further. You had a 9 with a green arrow there. Can't be any more clear. So you had a buying opportunity right off the 50. Oh, this is a 60-minute chart. I should probably go daily. So on a 60-minute chart, you had a short-term buying opportunity off the moving average on a 9. You also had a beautiful selling indicator, again, on the hourly chart right here off the 9. And here's an 8, and here's a 1 candle. But hey, when this candle started, it was a 9. So the last 3 nines on this chart have been very, very good to you. Okay. Let's go daily. I don't see anything. Like I don't know what you want me to look at. I mean, it's flat. I mean, it hasn't moved at all. Like it's you got to go hourly and trade that. I mean, on a daily chart, it hasn't done anything of interest like ever. Had a pump here, lots of volume, insider trading, of course, but there's no laws against it. Coordinated pump from a chat group, like unpredictable stuff mostly. Would technicals have helped you get in there? Maybe. I mean, you had a 9 in the vicinity, didn't really go down after that. It was a 2 candle trading above a 1 candle, so saw the volume spike, so you could have jumped in. No indication on the exit, so another 9 here that turned into a 1. Another 9 here that didn't really hold up. So there's nothing here, guys. There's nothing here. If you're holding this bag, you can keep holding it until it gets to 0. Zencash has absolutely nothing to offer society. They never did. They're a clone of Zcash, which is also a piece of garbage. So this is a clone of garbage, and they have absolutely nothing to offer. There is nothing there. It's just a couple of guys that want to get rich by printing their own money for themselves. That's all it is. That's all of these things are. You gotta you can trade it, you can profit from it, but if you start telling people that this is somehow good for society or is somehow going to be changing anything, that's ridiculous. If you're interested in these numbers on top of the candles, I talk about it in the beginning of every video, guys. Please go to my YouTube channel, go to the consulting section, and all the info is there. All right, what else we got, Leah? Any other questions? Or is this going to be a short episode, only half an hour? All right, guys. I guess we're going to call it. Guys, I've looked at OMG. Oh, God. You guys do understand that these things have absolutely no uses to society whatsoever, right? They're literally attempts to print your own money. Oh, there goes the hourly chart, right? So the 7 candle closed at the low, which sets you up for crazy bearishness right now, mostly because your next candle, you basically just got a brand new hourly close at the low of the candle. I mean, this is not good. In 2 hours, there could be some relief rally because you can only sell for so long, but that's about it. I don't even want to save this thing. I'm pretty sure I have OMG because I've looked at it before. Here it is. This looks like a 30-minute time frame. Okay, where is it? Jesus. Yeah, I don't care for a 30-minute time frame. We're going straight to daily. All right, so OMG gave you a 9 sell at the top, and it's done nothing, right? So, I mean, you can think of this as a quasi cup and handle, maybe. I mean, it's bullish looking. That doesn't really mean much. Um, I mean, if you can break 0.0018 I guess. Whatever this line is, right? Like, if you can break this line on a daily closing basis, a little higher. If you can break this line on a daily closing basis, it's bullish. No, wait. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I'm kind of, this is it. I'm wasting time here and probably getting frustrated. If you can break this line on daily closing basis, then it can make a run at new all-time highs. If it gets if it gets back up here and breaks this line of 0.003, then it can go to like way higher, right? But it's in bullish posture. That's all I can tell you. It's still, complete scam coin like Ethereum. That doesn't change. All right. Someone says, I hear losing hats make you lose hair. Probably, but when you've already lost all your hair, it doesn't really matter at that point, right? Next. What do you think about Tezos? Didn't they scam everyone and they're in the middle of a lawsuit? I mean, what do you want me to? Or about Tezos? They scammed everyone on the ICO, and there's a class action lawsuit against them, as far as I know. It's something I expected from Ethereum to do, to scam everyone on the pre-sale and never actually launch Ethereum. Like, they're all the same. All right, guys. On this note, I will call it a day. Look out for a brand new On the Record later today. It's gonna be very different than the last one. I know I'm gonna enjoy it. So please check that out. Also pay attention to my Twitter. I'm about to send out a couple of videos to get you guys prepared for my next guest on the record, so you know what we're gonna be talking about. All right. I will talk to you all later. I see a question. Do I expect a Bitcoin ETF this year? I don't. But I can always change my mind on that if there's the decision coming. All right. Talk to you guys later.